I know it's not quite as simple as saying, oh, we need to fix this. There's stuff you got to go through. You got to jump through some hurdles. But they got to fix this ASAP, and I mean it. Unfortunately for Oregon fans, you actually got shafted by being the best team in the country, and you actually got shafted by beating Penn State this most recent weekend. Let me explain. Let me ask you a question. Why does Oregon have the toughest pathway to the national championship? You're probably wondering, Matt, what are you doing in front of the camera? And that's a good question. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I need you to subscribe because we're trying to hit 350,000 subscribers before Christmas. Let's get back into the video. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope you're having a great start to your week. Hope you're having a great Monday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, the college football playoff. I know, we're all excited for it. The first ever 12-team playoff. It has a huge, and I mean a huge problem. And what's really interesting about it is we've known the 12-team playoff was going to go into effect for years now, but we never thought something like this was going to happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a major problem, and I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt because this is the first year. We just got to learn from this. This topic is so important. It is the one and only thing we're going to be talking about. Strap in, buckle up, get your snack, get your popcorn, get your favorite meal you like to eat when you watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing, but I'm mad, blah, blah, shut crap up, not afraid I do. Let's get into it. All right, first things first. Why are these the first 3 comments I see on one of the recent videos? Matt be crying, Smiley writes, Matt be crying in all caps for the first letters. And then Tom writes, Matt be crying. Very bold of you to write that in the comment section because, as some of you may know, I'm not in a good mood. However, you are lucky. This is a democracy, not a dictatorship. I'll leave it up to the comment section. Should we ban all 3 of these guys? Let me know. If it was up to me, all 3 of you would have been auto-banned, but we'll see what the jury has to say. Let's get into the playoff stuff, though. First things first, before we even get going, I would like to congratulate all 12 teams that made it and all the fan bases, just everybody affiliated with them. Oregon, Penn State, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, SMU, Arizona State, Louisville State, Clemson, Notre Dame, Indiana, and Boise. Congratulations. Happy for you guys. Secondly, I want to make this exponentially clear. Y'all know I'm a Bama fan. This isn't some hidden secret, and I wanted Alabama to get in. However, with that being said, I think the committee, they did a pretty good job this year. All the controversial stuff, I thought they handled it pretty well. Don't mind SMU getting in. Boise State, I thought they had them ranked right. And the same thing for Arizona State and Clemson. Although I thought the committee did a perfectly fine job, it's not them. It's the format that's the problem. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I know what you're sitting there saying. Matt, what are you talking about, buddy? Great question, my friend. I'd love to answer it. This is not my opinion. This is a must. This has to be fixed ASAP. I know it's not quite as simple as saying, oh, we need to fix this. There's stuff you got to go through. You got to jump through some hurdles. But they got to fix this ASAP, and I mean it. The Oregon Ducks are the best team in the nation. They earned it. It's unanimous. There's no debating that. They got the #1 seed, so hey, clap it up to them. Fantastic season. You're #1 in our first ever 12-team playoff. If you're an Oregon fan, it sounds great, right? Hey, we got the #1 seed. We also get a first-round bye. This is great. But just like the man, the myth, the legend, Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friend. Unfortunately for Oregon fans, you actually got shafted by being the best team in the country, and you actually got shafted by beating Penn State this most recent weekend. Let me explain. Once you look past the first-round bye, you'll notice that Oregon plays the winner of Louisville State and Tennessee. You may be saying, okay, Matt, well, I see that, but what's the issue? Just hold on. Hear me out. Who did the committee rank #4? Penn State. Just to clarify some stuff, you're going to see a 6 beside their name, but that's not their ranking. That's just their spot in the playoff bracket. Their actual ranking in the nation currently is 4th, but due to the automatic bids, which is Boise, Arizona State, they're #6. They got to play in the first round. Well, you know who Penn State, by losing to Oregon, gets to play? SMU. Probably, no, it's not probably. The worst team in the bracket. It's either them or Arizona State. It's a coin toss, but much easier than Tennessee, Ohio State. You're probably saying, well, Matt, that's the first round. Oregon gets a bye. Yes, they do, but look at who the winner of Penn State and SMU has to play, or gets to play. Boise. You can take it as disrespect. It's not. It's a cold hard fact. Boise is not better than Louisville State and Tennessee. Not even close. Not even the same Roman atmosphere. So by Oregon just dominating the Big Ten and going undefeated this year, they have to play the winner of Ohio State, Tennessee, and Penn State, assuming they win, gets to play Boise in the quarterfinals. Boise State compared to Ohio State and Tennessee. I'm going to say this one more time. This is not on the committee. This is on the format. But why it sucks, and it's got to be changed, man, is because what are we doing? We're not rewarding Oregon. How in the world did Penn State get rewarded by losing 2 more games than Oregon. I mean, if you're a Penn State fan, you're kind of looking at this like, we don't really deserve this easy of a 2-game schedule, or I guess you'd say 2-game stretch, but we'll take it. It's kind of confusing, isn't it? It's like, why is Penn State getting an easier path to the semifinals than Oregon? It all goes back to the format, and that's not the only gripe I have. There's way more we got to talk about. But for those of you who don't know, the format is the top 5 highest ranked conference champions, they're getting in. They get auto bids. But to go on top of that, and you need to know this, the highest 4 ranked conference champions also get first round buys. Therefore, they had to get the top 4 seeds, which before this season, you just automatically assumed was going to be the winner of the SEC, the winner of the Big Ten, the winner of either the Pac-12 and Big 12, and the winner of the ACC. As we all know, though, the Pac-12 has disintegrated, so now we just have the Power 4. But even with that, last year we're like, okay, no big deal. The Power 4 conferences are going to get the top 4 seeds, and more likely those are going to be top 10 teams regardless. And the SEC and Big Ten did their part. Georgia's number 2, they got the number 2 spot. Oregon's number 1, they got the number 1 spot. But the sorry and sucky ACC and the mid at best, really, they're sorry and sucky too, Big 12, really didn't do their part. And what happened is you had a non-playoff team in Clemson who won the ACC. Think about this. The winner of the ACC isn't even or wasn't going to be a playoff team. So at Clemson win the ACC championship, that then kind of messes things up for the other 2 spots that Boise and Arizona State got. Because what has happened is now teams like Boise and Arizona State, who are, where are they ranked? Boise State is 9th and Arizona State's 12th. They got top 4 seeds, but they're not top 4 teams, which is, in my humble opinion, the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Let me get this clear before we go any farther. I have no problem with the conference champions getting in. I like it. You can play the hypothetical game all day long. Is Arizona State and Boise better than Alabama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina? Probably not, but guess what? They won their conference. I like it. The fact they're getting in. Somebody from that conference has or not somebody from that conference, but that conference itself has somebody to root for. They have a horse in the race. I like it, but this whole just gifting Boise State and Arizona State a first round bye, I don't just not like it. I hate it. It's not fair. And I know life's not fair, but it's on a whole nother level because we can fix this. Let me give you a good example. Put this into a better perspective. You know March Madness? We all love March Madness. This would be the equivalent to FAU winning their conference. Davidson, a school like that. Chattanooga State Water Aquarium Community College. They win their conference. They get in March Madness. Nobody's upset about that. But imagine they get a first-round bye over like Alabama or Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky, teams like that in college basketball that are top 10 teams. What? That doesn't make any sense. Why would we give a team like Belmont, Georgia State, Georgia Southern a first-round bye over top 10 ranked national teams in college basketball? You see what I'm saying? That makes zero sense, and it's not just kind of. No, it is the same thing here. We got to fix this for multiple different reasons because, number one, you're giving Arizona State and Boise State a first-round bye, and they don't deserve those. Secondly, 2 teams that should have got first-round byes, they didn't get the first-round bye, so that hurts them. And then thirdly, it creates terrible pathways and matchups for the teams that earn the number 1 spot, like Oregon. Here's what I'm talking about. The real 8th and 9th team that Oregon would play the winner of is Indiana and Boise, and that sounds much better, right? We can all agree. Oregon should be playing the winner of Boise and Indiana, and whoever wins that game would get crushed by Oregon. But instead of that happening, Oregon is going to have a tough matchup, whether it's Tennessee or Ohio State, and they're going to be in a dogfight, which is cool for me to watch as a viewer because I love entertainment. I love great college football games, but for Oregon, it's not cool. Let me ask you a question. Why does Oregon have the toughest pathway to the national championship? You can laugh all you want at Ohio State. Trust me, I've done a lot of that. But I'd much rather play Texas than the winner of Tennessee, Ohio State. And same thing with Indiana and Notre Dame. Oregon got the worst draw out of any of the teams that got a first-round bye. I'd rather play the winner of SMU, Penn State. I'd rather play the winner of Indiana, Notre Dame, Clemson, Texas, not the winner of Tennessee, Ohio State. And guess what, guys? We ain't even talked about probably the most controversial part about all of this. Look at Penn State. Look at their pathway. They had to play SMU, not a very good team. And then, once they beat SMU, they get to play Boise. They might as well just gave Penn State 2 byes and stuck them in the semifinals. And I just now noticed this. Look at Georgia. They play the winner of Notre Dame, Indiana, which is going to be more likely Notre Dame, just going with the higher-ranked team. And then they play the winner of Penn State and Boise. Whereas on the flip side, Oregon, if they get past, let's say, since Ohio State's ranked higher, Ohio State, they then have to play, well, I say the winner, but we know Texas is going to beat Arizona State more than likely. They had to play Texas, one of the top teams in the nation. Going off of the higher ranked seed, this would be Oregon's pathway to a national championship. They have to beat Ohio State for a second time. As we know, it is hard to beat a team 2 times, whether it's in basketball, football, any sport, in one season. They then would have to play Texas, very tough team, and to win the national championship, they would have to beat Georgia. You got to beat Ohio State, Texas, and Georgia. Good gosh almighty. If Oregon does beat all 3 of those teams, they run the table, that might be the greatest college football team of all time or the greatest football season of all time. You want to talk about going through a gauntlet? Ohio State, Texas, and Georgia? Sheesh. Can they win those games? Absolutely. They're the number 1 team in the nation for a reason, but it's more so they shouldn't have to go through that. The number 1 seed should have an easier path. The bottom of this bracket you're looking at right here is complete garbage. I've clapped it up to SMU, Indiana, Boise all year long, and you can say they've had good seasons, but they combined, all 3 of those teams have a 0% chance to win a national championship. If Indiana, SMU, or Boise, any of those 3 teams win the national championship, I'll do whatever the top like comment says. I ain't even worried about it. It ain't going to happen. I know I said the same thing about Alabama Vandy, but this is different. They just don't have a chance. They don't get the players in the trenches. Obviously, this won't be the last time we talk about this playoff leading up into the first round games. But I just hope and pray that SMU and Indiana don't suck balls and they actually go out there and play like a playoff team. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. SMU and Indiana combined have 0 top 25 wins. If they go out here and just get curb stomped, it's just going to suck. And as much as y'all hate Alabama, you much rather see Alabama play Penn State and give them a good ball game. We all know this. Alabama most certainly would have gave Penn State a fight. Let me ask you a question watching this video. Do you think SMU is going to give Penn State a fight? You see what I'm saying? You're not sure about it. With Bama, you're sure. Don't get it twisted. I ain't trying to argue and tell you Bama should have got in, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Many more things I could say. I do want to talk about this. Let me know your thoughts down below about that.